under starlight's beam. Heroes rise in this night they gleam. Pages turn and this fate intertwines. Saturday night, it rewinds. Spin tales poke the mind in that city's electric light. It's hard, heroes fight, every moment feels so right. Welcome to that weekend thrill, where stories, fashion, dreams at will. In this world we take a fight, Saturday night special guide and night. Wonders, heroes unite. Comics and anime and brain and light. Journey through panels and vibrant screens. This colorful tapestry.
Welcome. It's Saturday night, which means it's time for Saturday Night Special, the sixth best show on Renovision. With comments such as, "For the love of God, let your friend stay where he's at," SNS, and "that channel is a rest area toilet bowl, and you don't need any more stinking up the best comic YouTube show going. And this is an absolute terrible watch. Such douche chills." How about we check in with Jedi Johnson and see if he thinks the boys are ready to start the show?
I still think we're more prepared than SNS, even with the rush who did on the show.
Well, shit, I hope you boys are ready to bring the mayhem, because an all-new episode of Saturday Night Special starts in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, welcome to a brand new episode of Saturday Night Special. You guys are in for a treat tonight because you're going to get to watch what it's like to watch a Packers-Bears game with a Packers fan as we go through it, because, you know, who knows what's going to happen tonight. So hope you guys are having a great Saturday night. What's up, Sam?
Do you have it on your mini screen?
I've got it on my TV above my head.
Nice.
We got a great show for you tonight. We've, of course, got Sam's kickoffs. We got best and worst coverage of the week. We've got anime. We've got dodgeball. We've got I brought back the movie segment we did a few weeks ago. And, of course, we closed the show strong with Miss Connections. Before we start tonight, I want to give a big shout out to GTK Comics for always being first. What's up, GTK Comics? And our newest member, Hard Nips Gizzardo.
Welcome, Nips.
Yes, welcome,
Nips around here.
To Renovision. Hope you enjoy your stay here. And what's up, TK? And what's up, Kevin? Hope you guys are having a great Saturday. Sam Sticks, how you boys doing tonight? What you been up to lately?
Oh man, just loving life. I love that Indiana Oregon game last night. That was a freaking blowout. That was crazy from the first play. Oh, man, I feel bad for the Oregon fans out there. They didn't have a whole lot to celebrate. That was a pretty rough game for them. But, man, Indiana. Yeah. I'm still geeking out about the play where the quarterback throws a pass and the receiver catches the ball while he's in the arms of another man. The quarterback had him like wrapped up. Arms. Off the ground, he catches the ball and he's got to get his foot down before he goes out of bounds. He's like trying to reach for the ground, like a little toddler trying to reach the ground from the seat. It's pretty incredible game.
Sounds like a loving embrace was had by all. Sticks, what's new with you, buddy? How was the qualified last night?
Qualified went great. We had zombie tramp artist Bill McKay on the show last night, and it was a great interview.
Wait, you guys actually knew who your guest was? What creator was on the show?
We knew, not only did we know who he was, we knew what he did. We knew things that he had done, and we were able to talk to him about said things. So
who's booking?
It was great.
Yeah, exactly. Who's booking the qualified guest? Because we need to talk to that person.
I think last night's guest was booked by Mr. Jedi Johnson himself. So,
Ew.
Nice.
There you go.
Now, there was no confusion that you didn't call him a gimp or anything like that. There's no confusion about who was on.
There was a point I thought, is this the guy from Boy Meets World? But no. We all knew who he was. We all knew who he was. We all knew he was.
Was he
from Indiana?
Yeah, I was gonna say, was he from Indiana? Was he rooting for the Hoosiers last night?
No. He's actually a Pittsburgh native who lives in Washington, D.C. now. So
Oh,
not
so
a
that means
Hoosier
that
in any way. So
him and Joe's
there was
Newland
no
must know
confusion.
each other because everyone.
They
from
did, I
Pittsburgh knows
guess.
each other.
I understand they live pretty close to each other, so
Nice.
they knew some of the hangout spots nearby each other. So
Call my agent.
it went well. No, it went well. Went well.
That's good. That's good.
Call my
Wow.
agent. Yeah.
All right. Well, I've spent all day at a kid's birthday party. My daughter's turning 4 on Tuesday, so we had her birthday party today. So I've been at Chuck E. Cheese all day. So I'm coming down off that high of terrible pizza, terrible children, and just awful
Chuck E.
smelling
Cheese?
cheese. So we're ready to talk some comic books and all kinds of crazy shit with you guys tonight. I hope you're all having a great Saturday night, enjoying some good NFL football. And with that, Sam, why don't you get us started with your topic starter this week?
Tonight's theme is God forbid a man have hobbies. Good night. Look, sometimes men just like to do things, and it turns out it's all illegal for men to have a good time. We got 4 stories or 4 headlines we're going to review. The most recent is the top left. A man was arrested in Tokyo under an 1889 anti-dueling law after he and presumably a buddy, a consenting adult, got into a deadly street fight in Tokyo. And after their fisticuffs, the loser of that fight ended up dying in the hospital. But hey, it was all consensual. All consensual. Then we have from 2019, 2 Arkansas men arrested for taking turns shooting each other while wearing bulletproof vests after drinking. Then we have a boyfriend, a Japanese boyfriend, who dated 35 women and told each one he had a different birthday, so he regularly received gifts.
Hey, that's just smart.
He's arrested for fraud in Japan. It's like, hey, come on.
That's just next level thinking right there. That's what that is.
He wasn't stealing from him.
No, he was just getting what's his. And a woman does it, that's all right. But just because a boyfriend did it, it's all of a sudden some kind of crime.
Yeah, you got to have an OnlyFans to get that kind of attention. Get
right.
Real. And then finally, we have a man jailed for carrying a replica sword from Legend of Zelda video game in public. He had a master sword. But look at the ruler they're using to measure it. Is it a full-size master sword, or is it just like a letter opener?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as I say, yeah, are they using like 4 yardsticks put together?
That's a letter
Looks like one of those ones you would have gotten in the a Loot Crate box.
Yeah, it's a letter opener. I have one of those myself. I keep it in my office. Like,
I mean, if it was Comic-Con, no one would blink an eye at him. But just because it's every day and he's just walking on the street with a master sword, it's a problem, right?
Well, I think it's because he's in the UK where they have a lot of stabbing deaths. And so, geez, like, come on, let the guy carry the master sword around. Who doesn't want to hum the theme to Legend of Zelda while they're carrying the master sword around jolly old England?
Hey guys, fighting in any way that involves striking is a big no-no in Japan.
Well, apparently you can't have any fun in Japan. The only thing you're allowed to do is sit there and let cats.
You would know. Greg spent a lot of time in Japan.
Drinks. I've never spent any time in Japan. I do watch a lot of anime, but I've never been to Japan.
That's how you know you're.
It seems like there's a lot of like unwritten rules that you got to know before you go to Japan.
You can stick a tentacle in any orifice you want, but you carry, you get any little fisticuffs in Japan. It's a no-no.
Consensual fisticuffs.
Right.
Got to have a permit for that kind of thing.
You have a gentlemanly duel of let's throw fisticuffs, and it's a problem, huh?
Yeah.
But you can shove a tentacle in any orifice you want.
What's up, Ed?
What's up, Ed? Hey, kids, and Sam.
Oh, I guess I'm an old man. Thanks, Ed.
Yeah, you are. This must be the qualified 2.0.
So, what's your hobby? What's your hobby that would get you arrested? Put it in the chat. We won't dime you out. We won't dime you out, that's for sure.
My hobby is calling random comic book creators a gimp online.
That's my hobby. To
Every
be fair,
Saturday
that's
night.
my hobby.
Every Saturday night.
Yep.
I don't know. I feel like Styx has some weird hobbies that he's got in his closet.
Bro, stay out of my closet.
All them kids will make you old.
Kids, I had a conversation with some buddies about this. They were asking, or I said, they sent me a meme and it said, I was walking down the street and some kids said, this is going to be me if I don't lock in. If I don't lock in, I said, it could never be us. My buddy's like, yeah, right. That was us 10 years ago. I was like, no way. People are always asking me how I stay so fit and keep my hair so thin. He goes, well, yeah, okay. Well, how's that? I said, oh, I'm so glad you asked. Coaching youth sports. And then we got in a conversation about how much stress is caused by respective factors in our life. I'll tell you, my kids caused me very little stress. Coaching other people's kids, that caused me a lot of stress. That's probably the biggest stressor in my life. I didn't have any gray hair before I started coaching flag football for my son. And then just dealing with other people's kids was just too much for me. Now I'm all gray. Took 5 years to get all this, lose all this hair. It's crazy. How's that game going?
This guy right here, I was waiting for you to finish talking. This guy right here looks really familiar. He looks like he might be a talking head in another YouTube comic book show.
Oh, really? Are you for real?
Yeah, he looks pretty familiar.
Well, let's send the chat after it and see if they can find out if he's
Where's
he's part of the
Tyson? I need
community.
Tyson to do some digging here. Because I think Tyson will know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, Tyson had sent me some Florida man headlines that kind of got me on this track, but they were all AI. So I was like, I gotta find some real ones.
I mean, Tyson sent me some pretty good ones that almost made me want to do a not all heroes wear capes segment. But I was like, I don't really have time to create a new segment tonight, so we're not gonna go through with it. Oh, he just sent me another one. What was it? It's probably the same as he sent you. Florida man.
Yeah, those are all AI
claims
generated.
he only drank at a stoplight and not while driving.
Yeah, those. I don't know if the headline's generated by AI, but the photo is definitely AI generated.
Florida man arrested for trying to train his alligator to guard his weed farm.
Yeah, that's the one. I was like, God forbid a man have hobbies. Come on.
Ed said, "Don't look at me. I'm too lazy to look." All right, Ed. I won't task you with anything crazy. All right. Well, what do you guys say we get into some news tonight?
Let's hit it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Kicking us off tonight, Blade reboot dead at Marvel Studios. Mahershala Ali will debut as the Daywalker in Midnight Suns. Ed says, the more time you take, Matt, the less time we will have with Sam's segments.
All our segments are independent, or they're independently timed. They take the time they take.
That's right. It's been 7 years since Marvel Studios announced Mahershala Ali was set to star in the tutorial Vampire Slayer in a new MCU Blade movie, and after numerous delays and setbacks, it seems the studio has given up on trying to bring the reboot to the screen. We got the disappointing news that the project had been removed from Marvel's slate in 2024, but a report that the movie was only on indefinite hold followed, and we were led to believe that Blade had simply been delayed again. and would eventually move forward. However, during this week's episode of the Hot Mic, Jeff Sneider said he's heard that the Blade reboot is now dead. But the plan is for Ali to make his MCU debut as the character in the Midnight Suns movie. Ali was asked about the status of the film while being interviewed for the red carpet of his last year's Jurassic World Rebirth premiere. And while he made it clear he is still more than willing to suit up as the Daywalker, the ball is just very simply in the studio's court. Call Marvel, the actor said to Variety. I'm ready. Let them know I'm ready. Ali had a little more to say to THR. I would love for Blade to happen. We'll see. I don't know where Marvel is right now. I'm just looking for the next great part. I really am. My question, how much do you think the reaction to Wesley Snipes returning as Blade kind of has to do with Marvel potentially pulling the plug on a Blade reboot movie? And are we still interested in seeing Mahershala Ali as Blade in Midnight Suns, or do we want Wesley Snipes as Blade in Midnight Suns?
I definitely think it had something to do with it, but you know, Wesley Snipes is old. Still want to see a younger actor take it on. Not that Mahershala Ali is now spring chicken, but you know, it's like either way, you pick, Marvel. We'll take either one. Just figure it out.
Might be Genius at 5091 says, well, didn't he diss him in a Deadpool movie?
Not exactly. It was like in the promotion, he said there's only ever been one Blade. Only ever going to be one Blade.
Yeah, he doesn't really diss Mahershala Ali so much as just saying that, making fun of the fact that this movie is probably never coming out.
Right.
And that's okay. I want to see it. I'm excited for Midnight Suns. I don't really know if we needed more Blade movies. I like Wesley Snipes. I wish they would just bring him back. But
yeah. I think if he's good in the Midnight Sun movie, it might create a little more buzz for him to be in a separate Blade movie. But yeah, I think with Wesley Snipes coming back in Deadpool, it did have some stop power to what they were doing. Like, the fans want him back. What are we going to do? So they had to stop what they were doing to kind of go through whether or not they could bring or do another Wesley Snipes movie, and whether it was what they wanted to do.
I think personally, Marvel just needs to keep their eye on the prize right now and worry about getting through Doomsday and Secret Wars before they worry anything about future projects. Don't worry about telling me about Midnight Suns. Don't worry about telling me about X-Men. Let's get through the next two Avengers movies and make sure that they are what they can be, and that we get back to Endgame status movie before we worry about any future projects. Like, I know you got to slate them to come out, but don't talk to me about Blade. Don't talk to me about Midnight Suns. Don't talk to me about any of that crap until you show us what you've got planned with Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, because what you've been giving us has not been up to standard. It's been subpar.
Yeah, just flip a coin. Let's just get to it.
It's like promising us pizza right from Italy and showing up with Papa John's.
Yeah.
That's right. One movie at a time, Cardi West. One movie at a time.
There you go.
But that's Blade. And on to Blade, another Marvel man making its jump to DC. The Batman Part 2, Sebastian Stan's role in Matt Reeves' sequel may have been confirmed. Earlier this week, the news broke that Thunderbolt star Sebastian Stan is set to join the cast of the Batman Part 2, and it looks like the role has now been confirmed. When Stan's casting was announced, there was a lot of speculation that he'd be playing a new take on Harvey Dent, aka Two-Face, and the actor's stylish Michael Vischer has now shared some fan art depicting his client as the Dark Knight's hideously scared coin-flipping villain. Vischer simply have been playing along with the speculation, But in his latest newsletter, Jeff Sneider mentioned that his sources believe that Stan is indeed playing Dent. If accurate, we assume he will also become Two-Face, but he wouldn't be at all surprised if Reeves took the character and his established origin in a new direction. Stan's fellow MCU alum Scarlett Johansson is reportedly playing Gilda Dent, who has her own villainous backstory in the comics. Gilda never actually takes the mantle of Two-Face herself, but there's a theory that Johansson's version of Gilda could take inspiration from Darcy Dent, an Elseworld incarnation of the character. Reeves has previously dropped a few hints about the villainous Batman will be facing off against in the movie because of what the first movie was and what the Batman Part 2 is, which is so much a detective story. The idea of trying to protect the secret of the movie is super important because it's a mystery. That would be an extra level of heartbreak if that part of it is started getting out. You want to keep the surprise so the fans can have fun and experience that I always loved going to the movies, which was to go and be surprised, the filmmaker said in a recent interview. Thoughts on Sebastian Stan as Harvey Dent?
I like it. I think Sebastian Stan's, he's an okay actor. So it'll be good. I don't know what they're going to do with it. Harvey Dent appeared in Batman Returns and didn't do anything. That was when it was Lando Calrissian who played him.
Yep.
And he didn't do anything. So, it could be along those lines too, where they just want the lawyer side of it.
Yeah, well, I think we're gonna get more like long Halloween-ish. The three, because the Batman, Matt Reeves Batman is supposed to be a trilogy, so it's supposed to kind of be an adaptation of the Batman, the Long Halloween storyline. So it's fitting that it would be Two-Face. Apparently, I can't remember the other guy that was in Eternals who played the Joker is coming back to play the Joker as well. It's interesting that they
Keo.
Yeah, that they mentioned Dula Dent in this, and Scarlett Johansson. I think that'd be an interesting take to have Gilda show up and actually be Two-Face in this movie, and you just have Harvey Dent be district attorney and be Harvey Dent, and have his wife be the one that goes to Two-Face. That'd be an interesting switch that I would definitely be here for, but we'll see. I have all faith in Matt Reeves to pull off the Batman Part 2, and hopefully it's just as good as Part 1 was. Because I love the Batman, even if it is sparkly Batman.
I'm good with this move. I think Sebastian Stan is a good actor. I'm probably the only person left that hasn't watched any of these Matt Reeves Batman movies.
Well, there's only been one, Sticks. There's only been one. So,
right. So
you got plenty of time to catch up.
You're only one behind.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I thought that for some reason I thought there was two. All right, another one. Well, the Penguin's connected to it, right?
Yeah, you do have the Penguin. Yes, but that's more of a TV show.
So there you go. Yeah.
But the Penguin I liked a lot. Like I would definitely recommend watching the Penguin, but I also really like the Batman. So
okay. Yeah. Yep. I mean,
maybe grab Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, he's not going against Marvel in any way, but I mean, it's an acting job for him. So, what does he care?
Who cares? That's the thing. Like, they don't care about that in Hollywood. That's an us thing. That's a comic book community talking heads on the internet, fanboy shit. That Marvel versus DC thing. Who cares? Like, we got to get out of that.
Chris Evans can only be Captain America.
Yeah, except for, he was Johnny Storm first, and then he was also Scott Pilgrim, and he was in a couple other superhero movies. So, it's
an acting job. Like, it's just that's all it is. He won't care.
No, and we as fans shouldn't care either. As long as it's good, then we're eating good. As long as it's entertaining, who cares? Why does it got to be? I don't understand why Marvel fans root for the DCU to fail and why DCU fans root for the MCU to finally fail. Like, A superhero movie is a superhero movie. I'm not like, oh, I'm not gonna go see this Marvel movie because DC all the way. Just like I wasn't like, I'm not gonna go see Superman because Fantastic Four comes out a few weeks later and I'm all Marvel. Who cares? I like them both. I like it all.
There's
So
plenty of room for everybody. Plenty of room.
So Loki says, I was surprised. I actually didn't mind Twinklebat. He did better than I was expecting, but I expected it to be so bad. Maybe that's why. But
yeah, I guess when you go in with low expectations and you come out with a better than expected result,
you think it's backing up Tarantino's opinion on it, or Scorsese that they're not cinema, they're not real movies.
Yeah, Scorsese. These aren't real movies. Get out of here.
I mean, they're entertaining. Isn't that ultimately what you want when you go to the movies? Is to be entertained? Are you not entertained?
Right. Yeah, not everything is Shakespeare. Not everything is, whatever. Not everything is Pride and Prejudice or Jane Eyre.
Rosebud.
Yeah, not everything is Citizen Kane. Exactly.
Yeah.
But if it appeals to an audience, and they're gonna make them. They're gonna make these movies because it appeals to an audience, and they're making money. So that's the bottom line.
The characters are the stars, not the actors. Yeah, I get that.
It's a great point.
You can't like both mad. It's against the rules. Hand over your nerd card, good sir.
I just want everyone to have a good time.
Everybody love everybody. All right. If you've been having fun with DCKO, well, we're not out of the woods yet. DCKO Boss Battle #1 first look pits Superman against Homelander, Wonder Woman versus Red Sonja, and more. DC Comics has been on a roll lately, frequently topping Marvel Comics in sales charts. DCKO has been another hit for the publisher that's already riding high thanks to the success of its Absolute line, and next month sees the release of DCKO Boss Battle #1. Arriving in comic book stores on February 4th, it's written by Jeremy Adams and art by Rohan Cleet, fucking Carmine Di Gandamanico. All right, I'm not going to read all those fucking crazy ass names.
John Domenico.
Dropping before we reach the explosive final phase of DCKO event, this special issue throws DC's greatest superheroes into a gauntlet of unexpected challengers from across comics, horror, fantasy, and gaming. For the first time, they'll face off against icons including Sub-Zero from NetherRealm, Homelander, Red Sonja, Vampirella, Samantha Strong from IDW, and even New Line Cinema's Annabelle, which okay, why? The infamous horror doll. And in a surprise twist, DC has already revealed that Sabrina the Teenage Witch will make a cameo appearance. Patrick Holworth created an incredible, complicated, and frankly scary character with Sabrina Strong. Adam said today, I feel lucky to be able to pit this serial killer bear from IDW's Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees against the greatest criminal mind of our time, Lex Luthor. What a just random hodgepodge this is, huh? Like
you know what they did? You know what they did, Matt? They pulled out the wheel that we use for
exactly
mega character matchup, and then they rolled the dice.
They rocked out the mega character matchup wheel. You're exactly right, Sam. This is what happens. But like everybody Sabrina the Teenage Witch. What's up, BK? Like Samantha Strong from Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, like a giant serial killer bear. Like, what are we doing here? Well, I'm intrigued by Superman versus Homelander, but Annabelle. What the fuck is the Annabelle doll gonna do in any of this?
Let's just spin the wheel. Let's see who else shows up.
Right. Let's ask ChatGPT who wins in a fight between Annabelle and any one villain.
Beast Boy versus Cocaine Bear. Let's see how that goes.
Joke's on you, Beast Boy is actually Cocaine Bear. But there you go. If you're enjoying DCKO and you need some more KO before that final issue, Boss Battle is heading your way.
Okay.
More Batman news is Batman is about to hit the Spider-Man route and following Spider-Man's tracks as Tim Drake, Robin No More, and Batman #6 next month. This is newly revealed Jim Lee variant cover to Batman 6 by Matt Fraction and George Jimenez out next month with Batman and Robin, the Tim Drake version, and describes thus: after he survives the date night from hell, the long night isn't over for Bruce Wayne. While he juggles multiple needs as Bruce, Hugo Strange's monster men attack a petrochemical facility and force Batman into action. Gotham City becomes a powder keg as superstar Matt Fraction and George Jimenez continue their acclaimed run on the Caped Crusader. I am enjoying Matt Fraction's run on Batman so far. This first story arc, though, kind of just feels like it's all over the place. Like it doesn't really, I don't know. It just feels like it's jumping here, there, and everywhere. And I know that their second arc is going to be Joker story. So, of course, we're going to already get right back into the Joker in a Batman book because, you know, what's going on in Absolute, which has been, quite frankly, phenomenal. Some of the best comic book writing going on right now in Absolute Batman. I don't know if we necessarily need another Joker story right off the bat to compete with each other, but I'm intrigued by the Robin No More. I kind of get a feeling we're going to get I know he goes by Redbird, but I'm wondering if we're going to get kind of his Dick Grayson moment where Grayson went from Robin to Nightwing. If we're going to get Tim Drake going from Robin / Redbird to something else. And if they're just going to repackage him and bring him back as a completely new hero.
Sure.
But
yeah, let's workshop some hero names for him. Drake Mallard.
Red Dog Down. The
Drake
Mallard.
Nice.
Drake Mallard. Let's see.
The Hummingbird.
The Swallow.
Darkwing
Swallow.
Duck.
Darkwing Duck. That's a good one. The Swallow. Let's see what else. The Warbler. Hummingbird.
Hummingbird.
He just takes a bunch of
Perfect.
he just takes a bunch of speed and becomes Hummingbird.
Let's do that.
There you go. Oh boy. If blind bags weren't enough and we didn't have enough fiasco with blind bags
Nice.
after the Ultimate Endgame, the Cosby. There you go.
The Cosby.
If the Ultimate Endgame blind bag issues weren't enough, Marvel Comics is promising comic book stores that they won't have the same kind of problems that many of them had with the Ultimate Endgame True Believer blind bag promotion, which saw damages all over the place. They have told retailers, we're aware that a portion of the last week's Ultimate Endgame #1 True Believer blind bag shipment had been imperfections or packing issues. While we confirmed early shipments and product checks did not have these issues, we are working to implement different packaging alternatives, additional quality checks, and other production changes to ensure March's Daredevil #1 True Believer blind bags do not encounter these issues, especially considering it is published on April Fool's Day. We've been thrilled to see the incredible excitement across the board for Ultimate Endgame and the one-of-a-kind finds in the blind bags. So our top priority is to ensure that next blind bag program meets everyone's expectations. And that's what they're now publishing and pushing with the Daredevil #1 True Believer blind bags. Sticks, Sam, I know you're not that into comics, but Sticks, what do you think? Are we done with blind bags, or should the blind bags just be over?
They're coming out way too close to each other. I mean, that's not a publisher thing. That's just a. But this is the second Daredevil blind bag per se. We had one from Whatnot last year, the year before.
Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not fully blind bags. If I see a cover in there, I'll try maybe 5 bags to get one that I want, and then I'll buy it off eBay or something. But problem is, these blind bags are selling for the most part. So They're gonna keep doing it until people stop buying it, and I don't really
Kingdom of Nerds.
see
What's up?
people-
Bruce says no more blind bags. No more bags.
Yeah.
Hashtag no more bags.
Yeah, Bruce is not a bag man, so
There's so many
So,
jokes that could have just
that's
been made
my-
right there, Sticks. You just softballed that one up.
I did.
Right.
I did. Yeah, I mean, this isn't something I'm gonna get. I don't really give a care about Daredevil, but I
Heck, fast
appreciate him
food
for
is
what
in
he
the
is.
blind
but-
bag now. Chick-fil-A. Here's a look
Oh
at
my
the big polls. They didn't give us ratios on them, but here's the big polls. The artist sketch variants that can be found in the blind bags. You've got Alex Maleev, or Maleev,
Malev.
Punisher.
Maleev.
You got a Mark Bagley, Bullseye. You got a Bill Sienkiewicz. I can never say
Sienkiewicz.
his Sienkiewicz last name. Elektra, and then you of course got a Dan Panozin Daredevil head sketch there. Blind, I mean, like I've said it before. Blind bags are visually just gambling for comic book fans. It's just a form of, like, you see all these so-called influencers pushing Rain Bet and all these different online gambling sites, whether it's Better, whether it's DraftKings, whether it's whatever other gambling. What is trying to think of other ones. FanDuel. It's essentially the comic book form of gambling, these fucking blind bags. And Mark Spears has been doing it. He did it October and December last year. Then Marvel tried it with the Ultimate Endgame stuff, which they were a lot of damages. I did buy one. I bought one because of the damage, and there was some pretty massive creasing on the spine from it.
Yeah,
But you can bet on bets with Kelsey. That's right. You can. So
Kelsey. That's the one I'm thinking. It seems that like some of these bags, like the Ultimate ones, I didn't really like more than one of the covers anyways, and that cover that I liked was like a 1 in 1,000.
It was the 1 in
Peter Parker.
1,000. Was it the Chip? Wasn't it Chip? Was it Chip Zdarsky?
I think it was Chip Zdarsky. Yeah.
The
think
Spider,
so.
the Peter Parker cover.
Yeah, the headshot.
Yeah, that's the only one I wanted to. That's the only one I cared about.
Yeah, the only one I really like. Although, I mean, the Scotty Young one, Scotty Young was nice, but it seemed like it was very prevalent. It wasn't a high ratio, so yeah. Sometimes they're just not worth it. Look at the covers that you're gonna get, and say, do I want any of these covers? Is this anything that I'm interested in? And then just go on to the next thing you want to buy, because you're just gonna throw your money away.
Listen, I'm a fan of the blind bags. I'm okay with the blind bags, but my issue is when you come into it like the Battle Beast blind bags or the Ultimate Universe blind bags just did, when you can get the same variant covers that you can buy on the shelf in the blind bag. That doesn't make it worth it. If I can just buy that cover individually, then I'll just buy the cover individually. Why go for the blind bags? Like, I understand you're shooting for the stars, but like, that's kind of what I like about DC's blind bags a little bit is, you're pulling the same covers that you can pull off the shelf, but you're guaranteed that every cover in it's a foil, at least a foil. So,
right.
But you're also charging a higher premium for them. But it's just nice that, you're getting something that you can't just pick up off the shelf. Like,
no one wants to spend $10 for a $5 book. No one wants to get the A cover in a blind bag. They spent $10 on it. They can get it for $5 off the shelf. So yeah, absolutely.
So that's that. But all right, I'll step down off my soapbox about blind bags now, and we'll hand it over to Sam, who's going to fill your ear holes for Ed's favorite segment. It's time for some big news in anime. All right, Sam, tantalize us with your anime news.
It's a big week. It's a big week. This is the start of the January anime season. We'll get to some highlights of the season later on in the segment, but let's go to our first story. Opening next weekend, we get the first big anime release in theaters this year, which is All You Need Is Kill. Those familiar with this particular story, the manga was the basis for the Tom Cruise movie Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat, however you want to think of it, which I think is a terrific movie. I think it's
it's great too. Great movie.
And so this is kind of a prequel following Rita Vertasky, who was played by Emily Blunt in the Edge of Tomorrow movie, and her cycle through kind of the war against the mimics. The creature design is different than the manga. It's also different than the movie Edge of Tomorrow, but I would say it's probably more similar to Edge of Tomorrow than in the book. In the book, the mimics look like giant smiley, like alien smiley faces that shoot little spikes out. So it's these are more like killer flowers with eyes in the middle of the flower. But you can watch a little bit of the movie. They have a little action sequence. It's probably a 30-second action sequence you can watch on YouTube right now to whet your appetite for the movie. The animation style is very different, again, from the manga. The manga had more of a realistic look, or kind of a more kind of a Gundam look almost, but this is very much stylized, and it has kind of a dreamy quality to the animation.
The original title was Blue Balls.
Yeah, I don't know about that. It was All You Need Is Kill, but check it out in theaters next weekend. All right, and then next up, Deadpool Samurai. The manga has been on hiatus since October 24, and it's coming back next weekend. For those of you not familiar, Deadpool Samurai follows Deadpool Wade Wilson in Japan, and it features a lot of crossover with the Shonen Jump Shueisha stable of characters, including All Might, including Deku, just a bunch of different characters from the Shueisha stable of characters. And it's in its second season. It did kind of stop abruptly due to the author having some health problems, but it's coming back. And now we'll look at the slate of highlights for this season. Bruce says that his new favorite anime is Sentenced to Be a Hero, which is another one that's starting this season. So you can check that out. That is on Crunchyroll. But we'll start with Jujutsu Kaisen. Probably the most hype season is the Culling Game, which is season 3, part 1. We'll get the first 12 or 13 episodes of season 3. This is probably, the biggest turning point of the series, where things get really turned on its head. It pits Jujutsu sorcerers against Jujutsu sorcerers, and a lot of people, a lot of surprises. This is kind of like the Game of Thrones for Jujutsu Kaisen. So you can start watching that. The first episode's already up on Crunchyroll. And then we'll go to the next two. We have Free Run Beyond Journey's End. This is like the sneaky hit. This is from Madhouse Studios. If you don't know Madhouse Studios produced the first season of One Punch Man that was so iconic and so groundbreaking. And they're the ones who are animating Free Run Beyond Journey's End. First season of Free Run was incredible. It's kind of a slower pace. It takes place after the Demon King was defeated by Free Run and her companions 50 to 100 years before the current storyline in the series. And it is taking the second season after they finish the Master Mage classification exam. And then you have Fire Force Season 3 Core 2, Part 2, which is also hitting kind of the climax of the series there, as the Fire Force is discovering who's really behind the spontaneous human combustion, fire demon.
Not farting. That's holding in your farts. That's what's behind spontaneous human combustion.
Yeah, don't do that. But it's another big one. And then we'll go to the next slide. My Hero Academia Vigilante Season 2 is out. And for those of you not familiar with this is a prequel spinoff of the My Hero Academia storyline. The first season followed a battle between the Crawler, a Hopstep, and Knuckle Duster, as they kind of just patrol their little neighborhood. They're like the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. They just have this little neighborhood near Tokyo called Naruhata, and their job is to patrol the neighborhood and make sure that things don't go crazy. But there are two villains that are kind of at the heart of it. There's a girl they call Queen Bee, and it's revealed her relationship to the hero Knuckle Duster at the end of that season.
Beyonce's the villain in it. Wow.
Yeah, not exactly, but similar name. And then the return of Samurai Troopers, aka Ronin Warriors. We've got a new cast of characters donning the same armors that we saw from the original Ronin Warriors.
It's just Power Rangers.
Samurai Troopers. What's that?
It's just Power Rangers.
Yeah, it's basically Power Rangers, but I think the armors are really cool. This was one of the shows that I watched when I was a kid, and I was always geared up about the, really hyped up about the armors. I always thought they were really cool. But yeah, it's basically just Power Rangers.
Knuckle Duster was my third base move. Sam, let's get paid.
That's right. Let's see for infringement. But yeah, these are the series. I also came across another series on Netflix, which kind of caught me by surprise. And forgetting the name, let me look it up real quick.
Solo Wookie watches you in the shower, Sam.
Well, I'm glad to know. I'm glad to know that. Solo, I'm glad I'm getting to play somewhere. That's good. The series is called Playing Death Games to Pay the Bills. And it's like Yagu Shogi or something like that. But you can find it on Netflix.
Squid Game.
It's like Squid Game, but it's like girls in maid outfits playing Squid Game. And it's just kind of, it was like really chill for what it was. There were a bunch of teenage girls getting killed in these death games.
While wearing maid outfits.
Well, there was one where they had to weigh a certain amount to move to the next room. And there were 4 girls that left, and they said, well, we obviously just have to kill somebody and then we can move to the next room. And the girl who had the most experience was like, no, we don't have to kill somebody. We just have to cut off our legs and then we can move to the next room. And so they each cut off one of their legs, and they're still overweight. And so then the blonde in the group has to cut off both of her legs, and then they're able to pass to the next room. Well, they get to the next room, and they find out that they need to kill one of their party to move to the next round. And so the main girl drops the girl with with her legs, both her legs cut off, and just kills her right there on the spot, just like stabs her in the head. It's like, oh, okay, I guess it's over. And then that's it. They're over. They're done. It was pretty crazy. But each week that was like the introduction. And then as it goes on, they're going to have kind of a more permanent cast and a longer story arc. But that was just kind of introduction to the series. But I thought it was pretty good. So I'm looking forward to that.
God forbid removing a boob.
Yeah. Well, they had to do a lot of weight. There's not going to be a manga spotlight tonight. I do have some Fidel updates. I want to make me big for this one, but it was kind of too much to put in that slide. So I had a controversial play where a guy was like trying to block the ball and it hit his arm. And then he decided that wasn't enough to get him out. So he kept playing. And I was like, oh, well, as I was editing videos, I saw, hey, that's, I was like, hey, that's cheating. And I said, oh, it looked like he took some liberties with his blocks. And Fidel pipes in and he says, I think that's legal. And I said, well, maybe in the Navy it is. And Fidel laughs. And then he says, hey, he says, good luck dodging this, folks, with a round of cannon ammunition. And of course, I said, pretty easy dodging from this distance. Then my buddy Mitch says, I hear that in the Navy, balls touching hands is okay. So there you go. Little dick joke update from Fidel. And then we'll go to the highlights. I got a couple highlights.
I thought of Fidel. We don't do politics on the show, but I thought of Fidel the other day during the big events that were taking place over.
Yeah, overseas.
Mm-hmm.
He's not shipped out. He's still.
Oh, he's still in San Diego.
Yeah, he's still here.
Ain't shipping him out.
You know, if
he's the secret weapon.
Posting pictures of him bundled up,
Yeah.
you know that he's headed to Greenland at that point. All right, let's start with the highlight. So this one features a guy, the guy who was trying to block with his hand.
Ankle breaker.
I threw the first off. I didn't know that my back pocket was hanging out of my shorts. I did not know that. It's just like flapping around there. But I hit him in his shin, and pretty sure that's just him overreacting to me hitting him. But it looks like I hit him so hard that it knocked his foot out from underneath him. I was like, wow, that's something.
Ankle breaker. I like the second shot that takes his hat off.
Yeah.
Bink.
Here comes, boom, got him. Yeah, they were giving them the double tap to make sure they got him.
Yep.
I've got the nice Kesha song Timber playing with that. It's going down. I'm yelling timber, you better move. Yeah, that's what's playing right
Good
there.
song placement.
And then we'll go to the next one. This is how you dodge without overreacting. This is what I call a spot dodge. So I got two balls thrown at me. It's like, hey, let's not overreact. Let's just dodge what we need to dodge with the body parts that need to dodge. That's control. That's how you don't end up on your face, Ryan. There you go.
Throwing shade. Soulwookie says, seems like a waste of a trained killer just to have him sitting there. Talking about Fidel.
It certainly is, but you know, that's like it's like swatting flies with a bazooka. You know, Fidel can throw and catch. You know, he doesn't have to do them both. They don't need that right now.
Weapon F equals Fidel.
Yeah, maybe that's what his designation is. But I think mostly he just cleans the rounds. He doesn't get to actually shoot them.
Weapon F. I like it. All right, good job, ankle breaker, Sam.
Knuckle duster.
Sam breaks your ankles and then makes his dodges look effortless. That'll bring us to MCM, or as we here call it, Mega Character Matchup. And this week we have the returning Squirrel Girl versus, well, everyone's favorite Daywalker, Blade. Sam, why don't you go ahead and give us a little bit of stat info on Blade here.
All right, Blade. Blade's a 70 out of 100 for intelligence. He's a skilled tactician, expert in vampire lore and hunting strategy. He has a 65 out of 100 for strength. He's superhuman, can lift 1 to 2 tons depending on portrayal. 75 out of 100 for speed. Vampire level speed, can blitz armed opponents and dodge gunfire. 70 out of 100 for durability, enhanced physiology, resistant to injury, toxins, and vampiric weaknesses. He's a 5 out of 100 for energy projection. He has no innate energy powers, relies mostly on weapons. His combat skills 95 out of 100. One of Marvel's best fighters, master of swords, guns, and martial arts. Stamina is 90 out of 100. Can fight for days without tiring due to hybrid physiology. 80 out of 100 for agility. He's got acrobat level of mobility, flips, wall runs, evasive maneuvers. His reflexes are 85 out of 100. He's got vampire reflexes and he reacts faster than peak humans. His healing factor is 85 out of 100. Rapid regeneration, heals from gunshots and deep wounds quickly. His special ability is vampire resistance, which is 100 out of 100. He's immune to sunlight, turning, hypnosis, and most vampiric weaknesses.
And then refresh us on Squirrel Girl.
We'll review Squirrel Girl. She's a 70 out of 100 for intelligence, a 55 out of 100 for strength, 60 out of 100 for speed, 65 out of 100 for durability, 5 out of 100 for energy projection, 75 out of 100 for combat skill, 80 out of 100 for stamina, 90 out of 100 for agility, and 85 out of 100 for reflexes, and 95 out of 100 for animal control. But she's got this X factor, which is luck. She is canonically absurd plot armor, which defeats cosmic beings because, hey, she's Squirrel Girl. So the stats between Blade and Squirrel Girl are very similar, I will note, but Squirrel Girl is not a vampire. So we'll see how Blade fares.
She's just apparently this omnipotent being that can just destroy everyone. But here's our scenario.
Night of the Nut Slayer. Oh, man, that sounds like a great B movie, B slasher movie. A moonlit rooftop in New York. Blade is tracking a supernatural disturbance. Reports of a furry demon queen commanding an army of creatures across the city. He expects a vampire, but he finds Squirrel Girl. She's sitting on the ledge eating a granola bar. Thousands of squirrels watch Blade like a tiny furry militia. You're not what I expected. People say that a lot. Blade makes the first move. Blade doesn't underestimate anyone. He rushes in with vampire speed, sword slashing. His strikes are precise, lethal, and fast enough to slice bullets. Squirrel Girl dodges every swing with cartoonish agility, flips, hops, tail whips, the whole package. Blade's enhanced senses can't predict her movements because they don't make sense. He fires silver stakes. She catches them with her tail. Okay, that's new. Squirrel Girl whistles in round 2. The rooftop erupts in chaos as hundreds of squirrels swarm Blade. He fights them off with impressive skill, spinning, slicing, kicking, using the flat of his blade to avoid hurting them. But the squirrels don't stop. They don't get tired, and they don't fear vampires. Blade is overwhelmed, not physically, but logistically. There are too many targets and not enough sword. Round 3, Blade goes all in, figuratively. Blade unleashes everything. UV grenades, garlic gas, silver dust, a full-speed blitz that cracks the rooftop. Squirrel Girl tanks it all with comedic durability. She pops out of the smoke, holding a squirrel wearing Blade's sunglasses. He looks cooler than you. That's impossible.
I like
Blade
that it's adding like dialogue in there now. We're getting little quips back and forth now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Blade tries one last time. A perfect strike aimed with supernatural precision. Squirrel Girl sidesteps it effortlessly. She'd be great on my dodgeball team. Not because she's stronger, not because she's faster, but because
she's good at handling nuts.
Let her lose. Her canonical win no matter what aura kicks in. Blade suddenly finds himself tied up in a net made of shoelaces, vines, and squirrels. He has no idea how it happened. Squirrel Girl pats him on the shoulder. You fought really well. What, want a granola bar? Blade sighs. Just don't tell anyone. Winner is Squirrel Girl because she always wins. Blade is stronger, faster, more skilled, and more dangerous in every measurable way. But Squirrel Girl's metatextual comedic plot armor is stronger than any vampire power, martial art, or weapon. She beats Thanos. She beats Doom. She beats Galactus. She beats Wolverine. Of course, she can handle Blade.
There you go. Squirrel Girl continues her reign of terror. Now we're going to spin to see who's her next opponent. Come on, Short Pump Marco.
Fidel.
Groot.
Groot.
Didn't we already do Groot?
Yeah, I think we did. Let's remove him.
I thought we did.
Let's remove him and spin again. Kraven the Hunter.
Okay, hey, we got a hunter versus an animal
Perfect.
themed hero. This will work.
Hey guys, I think I've seen a movie with that plot on the hub.
Yeah, for sure it's on TV.
It is a Green Bay jersey on my skin, Solo. It is a Green Bay jersey. I will choose to ignore your first comment there, and I'm going to go with Green Bay.
Packers are up 14-3.
Yes, they are. All right. So we will see next week if Kraven the Hunter can dethrone Squirrel Girl. And that's going to bring us into best and worst covers of the week. Watch your ears on this intro. We kick us off with this Jeremy Wilson connecting foil variant on Uncanny X-Men. Nightcrawler and Wolverine look good, and so does the Gambit, but the Rogue looks like she's got a touch of the tism. Rogue and Jubilee both look like they've been hit with a touch of the tism.
Bit of a daywalker.
And like they can both taste the color blue. So
Right? Yeah. Great.
Well said.
perfectly said. What with such precision and timing there, Sticks. But and it kind of looks like yeah, she looks like she ran face first into a wall. She's got a
Where's
very
her
flat
forehead?
face. Yeah, no forehead, no face. It does look like
Helmet
Peggy
hair.
Bundy. That's a good
Peggy, buddy.
Peggy Bundy, good one. Next up, we have this Martin Simmons variant for Batman and Robin 29.
You forgot to pick up your doll.
Yeah. Damn it, Robin. I told you to pick up your toys.
Stop leaving your toys in the living room.
Just a happy little Batman with his little toy. It looks like he's about to do like just heinous things to that doll by the face on the doll.
If you can't pick it up, I'm throwing it away. This is the last time.
Not great.
Jeff Dunham.
I'm Jeff Dunham.
Yeah.
Next up, we have this Alexandro Cappuccio X-Men trading card variant. I don't understand what's the deal with the face swap on old Storm there. It's like they got RuPaul to play Storm. Like, look at those cheekbones, man. She just had some cheek implants done.
America's Next Top Mutant.
What was the girl from 007 there? The real tall girl.
Grace Jones. Yeah, thanks, Sticks. Okay, we'll catch you next week. Sticks, you're on mute. You muted yourself.
A lot of people are talking about the I can't think of the actress's name from Wicked, who plays the Wicked Witch of the West, being Storm.
Ervo.
Yeah, it really looks like that this artist did their best artist rendering of her to play this character on this cover. But I do appreciate that the hair kind of looks like a tornado a little bit, but that's about where the appreciation ends.
What were you saying, Sticks? Before you muted yourself?
Sticks' internet provider is clearly not allowing him to participate in tonight's episode.
No, probably not. I would say that she kind of looked like Grace Jones. That's all
Grace
I said.
Jones.
Between the qualified last night, it's not allowing him to participate here tonight. Nosferatu. That's a good one.
Okay.
Solo Wiki, shouldn't you be a Broncos fan anyways? I don't know why you're giving me shit about the Packers. You should be a Broncos fan. All right, next up we have this cover B, Chrissy Zulo Uminga variant for Supergirl number 5, or as I call it, Brokeback Supergirl, because I don't think anyone naturally bends like that, even when you're flying. And like this cat looks derpy. And what's up with like the just shit-eating grin she's got there?
Yeah,
this reminds me of
she should be doing duck face.
This reminds me of the South Park commercial or the episode where they're all realtors and they're all like doing their realtor pose and they're all bending back really, really far and like breaking their backs. That's what this cover reminds me of. She's going to grandmother's house. What cover is great?
I don't hate this cover. So
this cover, you don't hate the Supergirl cover? It is not.
No, I don't
good.
hate that. No. Agree to disagree, I guess.
Like the cape doesn't even. Dude, like the cape
is an issue. I do agree that cape is not connected anywhere.
Shoulder should be right here where the cape is. She's kind of doing that like Instagram booty hip hop to make it look like you got a bigger butt than you do, or a full backside, I guess you could say.
She's good. I mean, if you look really close, she's got some low hanging.
Yeah, Crypto or Trail. Crypto has a random red rag. Yeah, is that like supposed to be the additional part of her cape? Like this, like I don't know. Why is her cape in
how long is it?
2 different places? Yeah. Why does he have an extra cape? Like I don't know. The more I look at this, I kind of start to wonder about potentially a little bit of AI. But someone's knocking on. There was a rap at my window door.
It's Sam's pizza guy. Dad, pizza's here.
They're trying to make heels practical.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like these boots. I gotta get my wife some of these boots.
Then we get into our best covers of the week. We have this cover D, Carla Cohen variant on DCKO number 3. A beautiful Zatanna cover on this one. There's also a really good Lobo cover for KO number 3. But I really, really like the Zatanna one a lot. There's a couple of bad AEW covers on this book as well, because I guess DC and AEW are doing some kind of crossover. But absolutely love this cover here. Solo said, "It's a raven. Don't answer."
Nevermore.
Yeah, I figured that out, Artrell, after I looked at it harder, that it's not Supergirl's cape because her cape is intact here. But it is like an additional just random ass cape that he's got in his mouth on top of his. But then we got this Uncanny X-Men 22 1/100 Jeong Lee Virgin variant. I do like the double-sided Rogue and Gambit on this card. The Gambit looks really solid. The Rogue ain't half bad either, even though she is kind of a little bit manly, but the Gambit is the real selling point for this cover for me. There weren't a lot of great covers this week. It was kind of hard to choose. A lot of just kind of like whatever covers this week, honestly. Then we got this Amazing Spider-Man Torn Phil Noto variant. I love the MJ and Gwen Stacy with the Peter Parker in it. I think it's a solid Noto cover and one that I'm definitely looking forward to picking up. After that, we get this Inhok Lee Ultimate Special variant on Ultimates number 20 of the Ultimate Vision. I like how they're still introducing characters as we're getting down to the end of this Ultimate Universe. So we get the Ultimate Vision here.
Well, that just tells me they're going to move on to something else. It's going to morph into something else.
Do you think so? Because I think they're just ending the line, period. Like, I think I wouldn't be half surprised to see a reboot to the normal Ultimate Universe coming back, but I hope an additional Marvel universe is coming because I've really enjoyed the Ultimate stuff.
You might just get a merger, merger between the two universes.
Vision's left the stove on exit was my favorite.
It's ringing there now. Yeah. Good cover.
No. Then we have this cover B Julia March variant on Batman and Robin 29. I do kind of like how Damian Wayne's Robin is getting the shine on this a little bit here.
Batman looks 9 feet tall, though.
He does look 9 feet tall. That is true. But he looks massive, kind of like the Absolute Batman.
Absolute Batman.
So,
yeah, Bruce Wayne doesn't know. Well, he's standing right behind me, isn't he? He's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's doing. He can kiss my butt, eat my shorts, man. Damien.
And then we get this Freddie E. Williams on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 14, the A cover. Super good cover of the new character who you find out at the end of the first issue who this new character is. So I like the turtles and the blade there. It's really nice. Good Freddie Williams cover, even though I'm not
like a Hulk 340 homage style.
Kind of, yeah. But not bad. That bad.
Man, I love BK, just like glazing Fidel. It's awesome.
Yeah, he loves him some Fidel, clearly. Then we get this Avengers 34 1/100 Sifu Virgin variant or Sefu Virgin variant. I love that you have. Why can't I think of his name now?
Kang. Kang in the center.
Kang. Thank you, Jesus Christ! Like I literally just had a stroke.
He who remains.
Yeah, there, and then you have the different versions of each characters as the spiral goes out. So you have the different versions of Storm and Falcon and Captain Marvel, and even though Iron Man looks pretty much basic in all of them, Vision, Black Panther, Wanda.
You can see the different in the Mark armors.
Yeah, you can, but still a solid 1/100 on Avengers 34 there. TMNT Godzilla Godzilla Reflection and Shredder's helmet was dope. Yes, it was. That came out this week though. So these are the covers that are coming out next week. But yes, I agree with you that Turtles Shredder Godzilla cover was absolutely incredible. And then we get this cover B Lee Bermejo variant for G.I. Joe 17, part 4 of 5 of the Dreadnought War. Oh no, sorry, part 5 of 5 of the Dreadnought War. That turquoise there is kind of clashing a little bit. But beautiful Destro Lee Bermejo cover. Fantastic. I love the reflection, the detail of all the reflections in his helmet and all that. Really, really well done. Bermejo kicking off 2025 or 2026, where he left off in 2025 with just solid ass covers.
I agree with that.
Then we got this cover B Puppeteer Lee connecting variant for Gunslinger Spawn. Kind of looks something straight out of anime. Really digging Puppeteer Lee's stuff. I think Puppeteer Lee is going to just make that next level jump this year, and he's going to become a big thing in covers this year in 2026. And then for our Don't Mind Me, Just Hate Taco Bell cover this week, we have the Salvador LaRuca variant on all the Ultimates 20, because it looks like, old the maker's about to give himself a hernia because he's pushing too hard. That Taco Bell looks like
an alien's cover,
real tight.
Looks
like a xenomorph.
It's a train head.
Looks like it is a train head, yes. doesn't look like that, but he's got like the Sylvester Stallone lip going to
Adrian.
pushing real hard. Real hard.
Solid choice.
And that's it for best and worst coverage of the week. Now we're going to roll into our first appearances this week, and we only had 2 of them. The first one was in Batman number 5 by Matt Fraction. We have the first appearance of Lady Deathman, aka Ojo an Assassin. Or how do you say that, Sam? It's not Ojo, is it? Oho?
Ojo.
Oho. Oho, Shijo.
Ojo, Gijo.
So you got that in Matt Fraction's Batman. And then heading on over to Absolute Batman Arkham M, a book that I was absolutely in love with this week, and we'll talk a little bit about here in a minute. We got our first full Absolute Deathstroke, the very last page of the Ark M special. Absolutely geeked out when I saw the Absolute Slade Wilson. So super stoked on this book, loving this Absolute stuff. And then we also got, I think that's next week. Yeah. So this is for next week's first appearance. Next week, we have Luna Snow World Tour. The first appearance of Vibe, a K-pop star whose music is so catchy that it's criminal. That's how you're starting to know
Lord.
Marvel's running out of things, because they're taking their original character from Marvel Rivals, and now they're trying to introduce K-pop into it to capitalize on K-pop Demon Hunter's craze. And yeah, so there you go with that.
Yeah, I guess if you can make her like anti-Dazzler and bring Dazzler back into the fold, maybe, the 2 music icons of Marvel.
Gonna roll on into my comic book pick of the week here. My first one was Absolute Batman Ark M. I absolutely love this book. We got a few weeks ago that Batman 13, where we got the kind of origin story of the Absolute Joker as told by Alfred. But this Ark M special kind of tells us the real or continuous origin story of the Absolute Joker, as it seems to be spreading out and spreading across. And not only do we get the origin of Arkham Asylum and Ark M in this, we got a little bit more on the Joker. We got an inmate in Arkham Asylum as told through the diary of oh my god,
Hugo Strange.
No, it's Amadeus Arkham. It's told through the diary of Amadeus Arkham about how his family was pretty much killed and he was orphaned. So then he wanted to help the mentally ill. So he bought land and built Arkham Asylum. And then he has a boy show up on his doorstep one day covered in blood. He takes the boy in because he's orphaned too, and kind of raises him as his own, which turns out to be the Absolute Joker. And like I said, so it just kind of continues on that story arc. And then at the end of it, we get the conversation between Absolute Deathstroke and Absolute Joker, as well as the introduction in name only of Absolute Mad Hatter, Absolute Scarecrow, Absolute Poison Ivy, Man Bat, and some others, Hugo Strange. So great book. Absolutely love Ark M. I absolutely love what Scott Snyder is doing with his Absolute Universe. It's been some of his best work, I think, since the New 52 stuff in DC. Absolutely fantastic. So that is that one there. And then we get Batman Night Fight, DC KO Night Fight, issue 3. I've been loving this book too. I'm a little sad that it's only 4 issues, because I feel like you could get a lot more out of this and we could spend some more time in this universe. But it's interesting to see kind of these different versions of how each one of Batman's Robins would particularly play Batman. And I love kind of the confrontation between Batman and Jason Todd in this, and then seeing him with Tim Drake and how Tim Drake still very much feels like he's got to prove himself to Batman, even though he's, to some people, considered the best Robin and could potentially be a better Batman than Batman, especially in detective skills alone. And it's cool to see how the different Robins complement Batman in different ways. Like, Tim Drake or Dick Grayson is supposed to be a better at combat and flexibility and just has all around fighting skills than Batman. Jason was kind of more like the guy who would do what Batman couldn't. He didn't have that moral line like Batman does. Then you had Tim, who is a better detective, and then you have Damian, who some would say he's just the encompassment of all of them to make a better Batman. But I loved kind of his conversation with the Heart of Apocalypse in this book, where the Heart of Apocalypse is saying, I'm going to get you back for cheating in this tournament, and lands him in this universe where Damian Wayne is, and Damian Wayne has wiped out all crime in Gotham. There's no more crime. There's no more need for Batman. And he has a grandson. So kind of playing off this whole like Batman's biggest fear of what is he going to do when there's really no crime left in Gotham. So KO has been phenomenal. Night Fight's been phenomenal. I'm sad to see that we've got one more issue that's left. I wish it was a little bit longer and we could spend some more time in these worlds, but hopefully Joshua Williamson will give us that at some point later on down the road. And then we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Battle Nexus, because all these companies are seeing the success that DC's having with KO. So they're like, all right, well, we're going to continue to do these tournament style books. And we're getting Battle Nexus from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where the Turtles are brought to this Battle Nexus planet where they're pitting in a tournament against different versions of characters from the mythos of Turtles. So this issue saw Leonardo get absolutely manhandled by the Mirage Shredder. So the current IDW Leonardo gets absolutely manhandled by the Mirage Shredder. And now we're going to, next up, we see Raphael enter the arena, and we're going to find out who Raphael fights. It's been fun. 2 issues. This is a bi-weekly book, so it comes out every 2 weeks for the remainder of this Battle Nexus story. So it's been fun. If you're a Turtles fan and through the history of Turtles, Solo Wookie looking at you, definitely check out Battle Nexus, because the first 2 issues have been really, really fun.
Sounds interesting.
And that's it for my picks of this week. Now we're going to hand it over to Sam for which song does he sing better. Sam, what are our options this week?
Well, there's a connection between these 2 songs, but I'll wait and see if the chat can figure out what it is. But first up is Bruno Mars, Golden by the K-pop Demon Hunters, and then we have Die with a Smile by Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga.
Oh, I can't wait for you to sing Golden.
Here we go. Let me zoom in.
See you next week, kids. Fred.
Stick around, Ed.
Here we go, Ed. Here go Ed's wife. I was a ghost. I was alone. Hey, so was he. Hey, it's okay. Given the throne, I didn't know how to believe. I was the queen that I meant to be. I lived 2 lives, try to play both sides, but I couldn't find my own place. Called a problem child, cause I got too wild, but that's now how I'm getting paid. I'm done hiding now, I'm shining like I'm born to be. We dreaming hard, we came so far, now I believe we're going up, 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 it's our moment. You know, together we're glowing. Gonna be golden. Oh, up, up, up with our voices. You the minute or some woman. Gonna be golden. Oh, I'm done hiding now. I'm shining like I'm born to be. Oh, our time. Oh, it's our time. No fears, no lies. That's who we're born to be. Okay, we'll call it there.
Nice. All the teenage girls around the world are giving Sam his props right now for his rendition.
They're all swooning.
Golden.
Let's see how it goes.
All your daughter's friends are texting her saying, Sam, or your dad is instantly hotter now after I just watched him sing that on the line.
That'd be weird. That'd be weird, dude. No. My daughter
Cosmic
would
says
be
this
like,
segment always gets my heart thumping.
thanks, Cosmic. All right.
And apparently, I mean, it's Ed doesn't want to tell you that he leaves because Sam's soothing sexual voice puts his wife in the mood. So Ed goes and takes care of that. Ed sent Sam a fabulous Christmas gift for all of the sexual capades he's had this year because of Sam's singing. So, you know, Ed, don't let Ed fool you. He's leaving for a reason. He leaves this on in the background while he goes to take
Cash
the
in.
wife to
Cash
Pound
in.
Town. Yeah, cash in his checks. Oh, whoops.
Yep, Sam is Ed's verbal Viagra.
Thank you so much for that imagery, Sticks. Okay, that reminds me. I've got something to show you. I got something to show you before.
If Sam's singing is verbal Viagra, your internet is literally the injection they give you to get your boner to go down after it's been up for too long.
It's a cold spoon smacked against your wing. All right.
There you go.
Let me dial this one in. I just woke up from a dream where you and I had to say goodbye. And I don't know what it all means. But since I survived, I realized wherever you go, that's where I'll follow. Nobody's promised tomorrow. So I'ma love you every night like it's the last night. Like it's the last night. If the world was ending, I'd want to be next to you. If the party was over and our time on earth was through, I'd want to hold you just for a while and die with a smile. If the world was ending, I'd want to be next to you. All right, we'll call it there, dude.
Crushed. Good night, Sam. Back to back. Just absolutely.
Go.
Sam wore the fancy jacket because he knew he was coming out to drop some panties tonight. Aw, voice of an anal.
Jeez, Harvey.
Aw.
Jeez. Okay, here's the connection. They're both inspired by anime. This song was Die With a Smile was inspired by Attack on Titan. And of course, K-pop Demon Hunters.
Really? I did not know that.
K-pop Demon Hunters, yeah.
Interesting. All right. Now we're going to move on to Name That Movie. This is a segment I debuted a few weeks back. Thought I would bring it back tonight in honor of the NFL playoffs and college football playoffs. Name That Movie is where I give a very vague description of the movie and you tell me what movie we're talking about. And all of these movies tonight have a running theme as to where they are all football movies. So that should help you out, give you a little bit of a hint here. And so our first one up here is two groups of people who do not like each other are sent to a camp. A leader makes them run in the dark until they see the same thing. They move in rhythm and play a game with a ball. One of them undergoes a physical transformation through a collision. They win when they stand in a field together many years later.
Sunshine. Oh, sunshine.
That's right. It is Remember the Titans. Good job, Sam. Hello. Next up, a human of limited dimensions desires to stand on a specific patch of grass. Many people tell him his physical vessel is insignificant for the task, or insufficient for the task. He spends years laboring in a cloud of fire and dust. Eventually, he is allowed to participate for a few seconds. Other men carry him because he is finished.
A human of limited dimensions. Oh,
Potter's a great guess. Debbie Does Dallas, another great guess.
Debbie Does Dallas.
Let's see. How does that tune go?
That's right.
I cry at the
Good
end
job,
of this movie every
Buffy.
time.
Good job, Genius. It
Rudy,
is Rudy.
Rudy.
Rudy is. It is. Next up, a backup human is forced into the spotlight because the primary human's knee fails. The man in charge is very loud and likes to win too much. There's a specific garment made of organic white cream. The youth decide to stop listening to the loud man and play the game their own way.
A
feel like
backup
the-
human.
I feel like the made of organic white cream is a very dead giveaway.
Oh gosh, is this
Waterboy.
Cool Whip.
is this Little Giants?
It is not Little Giants.
Hmm.
A specific garment made of organic white cream.
I don't know. Gosh, I should stop listening and loud, man.
So
What
weird.
movie made the whipped cream bikini famous? Yes,
Varsity
thank you,
Blues.
Sarath. Varsity Blues.
Oh my God.
It was Varsity
Yeah.
Blues.
Oh, okay.
Up next, the professionals refuse to work. A group of disorganized outsiders is assembled to take their place. A man who likes boats finds a way to make them move as one. They dance in a cell and perform a
Christmas.
synchronized ritual on the grass. The people who were supposed to be there return, but the outsiders finish the task anyway. Buffy's
what's
right
the
there, right up there
What's his
with the
name?
replacements.
What's his name? What's Keanu Reeves' name in this one?
Footstuff Flacco. God, what's his
Yeah,
first
it's the
name?
replacement. I can't remember his name, but apparently they gave the Baltimore Ravens gave him a tryout after this?
Shane Falco. There you go.
Shane
yeah.
Falco. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, apparently he was so good that they wanted to try him out for an NFL team, and he declined.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Next up, a man who is good at sports is removed from the earth via a small vehicle. He visits a shiny floating world ruled by a man with a very high collar and a bad attitude. Many groups with different outfits argue with each other until the sportsman makes them stop. There's a large wedding that is interrupted by a flying building.
I feel like there's also a hit song that goes along with this movie.
Oh.
You save every one of us.
It is. That's right. It is Flash Gordon. Flash Gordon. Dragon Ball Z. Nice. Sonic. Never Ending Story. Space Jam. All great guesses. Space Jam is not a football movie, TK, but good job. The Last Starfighter. All right.
Got a ball in it.
100% lunch. All right. A local provider of beverages participates in an open call for talent. He is older than the others and lacks the usual pedigree. He runs very fast on the grass. A man with a clipboard decides he belongs. He endures significant physical impacts and eventually prevents a point from being scored, proving that a regular person can also wear the special shirt.
What?
Booty Tang.
Local provider of beverages.
Good
This
night.
has got to be Waterboy.
Oh, well, this has got to be the Water Boy.
It is not Forrest Gump. It is not the Water Boy.
What? Well,
Really?
yeah, okay. He's older than the others and lacks the usual pedigree.
It is not Water Boy. It is not She's All That. It is not Of Mice and Men.
My son, man. I pet the rabbits, George.
It's a Transformer.
Oh, a provider of local beverages? Oh, a local provider of beverages.
Bartender, perhaps? It's based on a
yeah,
true
it's-
story.
Yeah, this is a Mark Wahlberg one with the Eagles, right?
Mm-hmm. I'll give you that one. That's close enough. Invincible.
Invincible. Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Wahlberg. That Wahlberg movie. But that's it. That's it for the new game. Hope you guys like that.
That was
Seems to
great.
be-
Great job, man.
Seems to be fun.
Excellent.
Yeah, it was good. Ooh,
And
hard.
now it's time for our final segment of the show that usually sends everyone running for the hills because they say, I don't want to talk about hot chicks and dudes. I want to talk about comics. It's time for SNS's staple, Missed Connections. All right, Sam, kick us off.
Us guys were train hobbyists. Staten Island. We both enjoyed train sets. You preferred driving the big engines. I was more of a laid-back caboose. You had a real good steam engine. We should set up another set sometime. Haven't heard from you in some time. ...
Maybe he doesn't like his backside being compared to a train caboose.
Well, yeah. Well, he's the steam engine, right? He's looking for the steam engine.
Oh, that's right. He was more of the laid back caboose.
Mhm.
Well, then it's a compliment. Shit, I don't know what's going on there now.
He probably just moved.
I mean, yeah, it is Staten Island, so he's probably got out of there as quick as he could.
He's now in Florida.
Nice guy feed. Joe Doolin, looking at you. We were at Walmart and you were wearing
Joey.
Crocs. It looked like you had nice feet as I kept checking them out. I'm open to meeting up with you and being at your feet. Joe, listen. Your subtlety doesn't work anymore, bud. We're all on to you now.
I don't
All
think.
right.
And you have lots
How
of friends
subtle
on this
that is.
channel. I'm sure one of them
That
is
is
willing
correct.
to just show you their feet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Marco would love to show you his feet just covered in olive oil after a long con. I'm sure Dom will send you his feet in the gym when he works out with no shoes on.
I mean, are you really friends with someone if you won't send them feet pics?
Right? I'm sure Bruce would send you pictures of his feet. Like,
Hey, we're all bros here. What's
Absolutely.
a few feet pics between bros?
I'm sure that Styx will send you pictures of his feet making his wine the traditional way as he's stomping grapes. I think all you got to do is ask. No Foot Guy says you might have nice feet. I picture Marcus' feet looking like a hobbit's. Probably. I bet you he's got some pretty hairy toes. All right, Styx. You're on mute, Styx. Styx reads in mute.
What?
Styx, you're still on mute, buddy. Are you on mute from the intro video?
Yeah,
Dude,
I was.
you need to.
You're
you
not
need
on
to,
mute
like,
anymore.
Yeah, no,
You need to practice
I don't know if I
attorney
did,
at
but-
life law and go after your internet.
I gotta go after my
company for having
ISP. Yeah.
Such poor internet.
Local pipe cleaners.
You've been Styxed.
Local pipe publisher looking to unclog that big fat pipe. Let me know if you're in need.
I'm not.
I'm definitely not. Oh boy.
Lonely hubby Tifton. Hi guys, I D to hook up with some local lonely husbands and boyfriends. I'd please you in ways your girls won't. I'm down for it again. I can host or travel within reason. Let's get back together and have some man-to-man fun.
Wi-Fi in Canada is wonky.
That's true.
Lonely hubby. Hi guys, ISD.
ISD.
I think it's supposed to be used.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, at least his internet can give him some. Let him get some insight in, huh? Can you guess? Can't pay for your kids, living rent free with your home wrecker, fresh tattoo, fresh pack of smokes, vape all day, free car, stole from everywhere you worked. Don't worry, she will tell you how great she is now, and don't forget free.
What the
Nice.
hell is going on here?
That's a whole lot to unpack there.
There's a lot going on
Very
there.
much so. Yeah, there is a lot going on there. Holy shit.
This is you, Sticks.
Yeah, good God. Let me zoom in. Oh my God. Nobody calls it the tube anymore unless you're a dinosaur Winthrop. Just like the disease he spreads, he's back. For those who wonder why we are doing this, this guy has infected 4 people to date. Is that reason enough? Yep. It's the Elvis-seeking misfit freak at it again. It's so lame that we can't get to the hint he's not wanted anymore. Just a few of his lame intro posts. Staying cool. I can't sleep. Celtics tonight. Home alone. Football today. Bored at home. Waiting on the snow. Alone. Chilling at home. Looking around. Finally Friday. Watching the rain. Oh, and the latest. Sitting at home watching the tube. LOL. Nobody has a tube TV anymore. He's sick and old. And many, many more. Playing him immediately. He's infected and looking for his next victim. He follow-up response is in the real sick part.
God forbid a man have hobbies.
I don't think spreading VD is considered a hobby, but
Maybe.
it sounds like somebody got the clap and had the little burn and got real mad about it.
Don't really blame him, I guess.
Absolutely not. But that's it. That is the end of our show. Hope you guys had a great time as always. Make sure to check out every other show on the channel. Check out the Star Wars show tomorrow night. Check out Pete's shorts all throughout the week. Check out Sticks over on his channel every Tuesday night for his Doctor Who Rewind show. Check me and Sticks over out on my channel, as well as his every Thursday night with Dom, where we talk professional wrestling. You can catch Pete doing the CBSI Hot 10 Friday nights, which leads into the qualified and brings you right back here next Saturday night for another episode of SNS. I gotta say, I know it's a little late, but I think the whole comic book community just found out in the last couple of days. Big rest in peace. Shout out to AOA, who sadly passed away in March of 2025. Nobody really found out about it until more recently. So it is sad. I've wondered why we haven't seen AOA. AOA was a fixture in the comic book community. He was a mod here on Renovision. He was a mod for many channels. You always saw him in this chat. You always saw him over if you consumed Beyond Wednesdays. If you watched Thorough, really, if you watch anybody in comic book YouTube, there's a couple of names that are synonymous with this, community. BK being one of them, AOA being the other. Those are the guys. Cosmic, you see in a lot of places. They all kind of run. We all kind of run in the same circle and consume the same content and the same people who bring it out. So, just a big shout out and a big rest in peace to AOA. I hope he's enjoying Valhalla and getting to be the Captain America he always wanted to be. So, shout out and rest in peace, AOA. I hope the next life brings you lots of happiness, I guess. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah,
that works.
But it's good to you, my friend. And on that note, Sam, send us out with some words of wisdom.
Oh man, I had something planned, but after that,
just let it rip, Sam. That's the true SNS fashion. Just let it fly, Sam.
Okay, so somebody gave me a little knickknack at Christmas, and it was like a little beanie with a Ferrero Rocher inside, and so I ate the candy, and I was like, okay, well, now what do I do with this thing? And I was kind of looking at it, and I was like, it has a certain dimension to it.
Oh no, it's a dick hat.
It's a weenie beanie.
A weenie beanie.
And I was like, this is gonna be my wife's new favorite article of clothing. So I tried it on. I showed it to her, and she was not disappointed. so
All right.
head out there, get
Good for
your
you,
very
Sam.
own. It's cold. It's cold in most of the country right now. So head out and get your very own.
It's
weenie.
cold.
There you go. Penis Parker.
Wow.
Yeah. Head on over to shop SaturdayNightSpecial.com and pick up your very own weenie beanie. We need to get one of those penis T-Rex statues that you are so fond of to fashion your and show off your weenie beanie. Wieners need love too.
Perfect for your
On
night
that note, have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Either you've got me confused with somebody else, or this is a joke.